Hi everyone. We just entered Yellowstone Park, and it's Westgate. And we're not just exploring Yellowstone right now. We just drive through to Wyoming. Am I saying right in English? Wyoming.
Yeah.
It's not Wyoming or something. Like, it's always people confuse how to say Florida or Florida. I still don't know what is the right way.
Florida.
So, as you can see, there is no rain here. That is really good. It's just 4th of July weekend, and I'm off for 3 days. And my husband decided to take me there to celebrate 4th of July. That is Independence Day in the United States, if somebody doesn't know. So it's a big deal. I mean, every holiday is a big deal for Americans, but
This is one of the bigger ones, though.
yeah, this one is like a really big
This
deal.
is our independence from Britain.
Okay, yeah,
We became our own country.
yeah, that's cool. So it was raining in Bozeman almost all morning today in Montana, and yeah, but it's this weather here much better, and it's pretty warm. It's almost 70 degrees, and I don't know if we will see any wildlife on the way. It's pretty
Probably.
possible. Maybe not, but as you guys know that I'm working at the hotel, and I have some guests staying with us, and of course, like, now it's a high season and everybody's going to Yellowstone and Glacier Park, and like they are like really freaking out about the wildlife here, especially the people from New York. It's so funny to look at them. They're like, oh my god, buffalo, oh my god,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah,
god.
it's
They have
insane.
like,
You'll see it up here. These people will stop their cars in the middle of damn traffic for a goose in the river. It's just
yes, yes, it's pretty
makes
annoying.
it very difficult for those of us who actually have to live here.
Well, these people win a lot of money here, though.
Yeah,
You know,
whatever. I can do without a dime of their shit. I'm sorry. Mrs. I forgot this is public.
Yeah, my husband.
Never mind my radical isolationist views.
So, whatever. Get back to the guests from my hotel. They saw that, I mean, they told me that actually they saw a bear.
I've seen several.
I don't know how far, but, you know, and it's
Seen
pretty...
2 grizzlies this year coming through the park, both of them right off
It's
the
pretty
road.
interesting to work in that part of the world, because for me it's like I never actually spent that much time, and I never been in Montana before I moved here 7 months ago. So it's a long winter, and yeah, I was like these people from New York. Oh my god, it's buffalo, oh my god. You know, we saw a lot of them. There is actually a buffalo ranch.
We just had buffalo for dinner.
It's yeah, by the way. Yeah, well, okay, don't miss my thoughts. I'm
Sorry.
trying to keep on one.
We were talking about buffalo, and it was very tasty, so
Yes.
maybe I'll get another one.
Yeah, so there is a ranch as well of this buffalo where you can see like tons of them, and we saw them last August. It was pretty interesting when
It's
they
not
just...
a ranch, that's the buffalo refuge. It's
something
different.
like that. It's like...
Ranch means it's production agriculture.
Well, but
Refuge
it's actually
means they get to
calls
live.
like that. Buffalo Ranch or Range.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
Buffalo Range.
I have,
Range, not
yes.
ranch.
Yeah, I have a picture of that.
Yeah,
so.
it's Buffalo Range, not Buffalo Ranch.
It was pretty cool when, like, you never see them that close, and they just walking around and like just crossing the street in front of your car, and there's babies, and you know, it's pretty awesome. And they like, it's a lot of them here. Actually, from Bozeman, like if you drive maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes or even less than that, they sometimes getting really close.
Yep.
And yeah, we just have one for dinner. And I didn't feel any difference between other meat and the buffalo meat, and well, you know, but it's
It was delicious.
and probably I will not, you know, say anything until my husband told me that you eating buffalo. I'm like, oh, God bless his heart that we have him for dinner. So
guys.
Yeah, I'm not vegetarian. Sorry, guys. I like meat and I enjoy it. So even that buffalo is, they need to be kept in a red book, I believe, or something like that. But yeah, I don't feel guilty. Sorry. What else? Well, we spent 3 days or so in Wyoming, in Du Bois. I never been in Wyoming. That was really funny story. I will tell you guys right now that when I was driving from Florida to Montana with my son, it's like I'm driving, and I never was driving that far, never in my life. It was 6 days trip, and it was kind of crazy and scary and interesting at the same time. And so there is like my GPS is telling me, oh, welcome to Wyoming, and I'm like, oh, okay. So it was like just 5 minutes of it, and then Montana started. I'm like, okay, what was that? I wanted to stop at the sign and make a picture, but I missed it because I was really tired and I wanted to get home to my family. And it was really, really funny that I see the part of Wyoming just for 5 minutes. It was that 5 minutes of the road. Then I was like, oh, that's it? Oh, okay. So that was pretty funny. And I never drive this road as well with my husband, I believe. It's the first time we drive in that road. So Yellowstone is really huge park, and really it's a lot of campers right now from all over
everywhere
the
except
countries.
Here.
We have people from New Zealand,
China.
China,
more people from China,
and Florida, of
China.
course, coming here for nice weather and some fresh air. It's very beautiful, flowers in the mountain. I just did a hike with my son last weekend before he was gone. He actually in Florida right now, having summer break with his father. And it was pretty awesome and hot weather last weekend. So I really enjoyed with these 3 years. And it was fun. It's really beautiful out here. So if you've never been in Montana, don't come here. I'm joking. Yeah, maybe.
Welcome to Montana. Just don't try to change nothing, and then go home.
Yeah, it's like Montanians. I mean, I can't say that I'm Montanian right now. At the moment, I don't earn it yet, but I'm getting in there, I guess, and sooner or later. Somebody has the license plate just upside down.
Well, it's Utah, so I'm not surprised.
So, real Montanians.
Joseph Smith told me to run my license plate upside down.
They try to keep this place in secret because it's so beautiful and so awesome. It really feels like I live somewhere in Europe, actually, like somewhere in Switzerland or something like that. Because it's mountains everywhere, like literally, it's everywhere. Oh, I pronounce this word. Mm-hmm. Literally.
No, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. I knew what you meant.
I still can't pronounce it right.
No, I can't pronounce Pahokale right, so there you go. See?
Oh my God, Pahokale. You're like,
Pahokale.
you just, I don't know. I sometimes think they doing it on purpose.
No.
Yeah, my husband is trying to pretend that he knows Russian. He knows a couple words, but and he can do better. But who knows what he knows? Nobody knows. So, yeah, it's kind of our mini vacation starts right now. I just came from work. He came from work, and my husband works like an hour away from home in another city. It calls Helena. And we're going to see the museum that they built in Wyoming. It will be one of the biggest. Sorry, it will be one of the biggest museums in the United States. It's a military museum, right?
National Museum of Military Vehicles.
Yeah. So I'm kind of excited to see that what they built already in there, and we just get the annual pass for Yellowstone, or like. We can get in other parks as well, or just for Yellowstone?
We get it all in the national parks at that pass.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. And also, guys, I would like to let you know that if you come into Yellowstone, the pass is valid for 2 days, I believe. Mm-hmm. Then it's not like in one time trip you can see all of it. It's really huge, and I'm going to visit also Glacier and Teton probably. I'm not sure
Be
if
going to Teton today.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna see it today. I mean,
Teton, you will.
maybe part of it, but I don't know. On the picture, at least, it looks more nicer to me than Yellowstone, but it's hard to say when you not really see it. So,
Get off the road.
what else? My husband was hunting bears, didn't get any. He saw one, but it was so far away that even if he killed it, there is no way he can carry it home. Yeah, it was in such complicated location that he can get to it. And I talked to people today, also in my hotel. Their truck broke down, so they kind of need to spend like 5 days at our hotel. So and the guy is truck driver, so he see like most of United States and stuff, and we've been talking a lot, so it was kind of cool. And when I told him that my husband was hunting bears, he said, oh well, I really respect him that he didn't kill that bear because he knows that he can reach to it. So he didn't really kill it for fun, because you need to get the permit for hunting here. And you know, he's like, some people just do that for fun. They just kill the animals, you know, and it's really bad. I mean, okay, I'm eating buffaloes, right? And but I'm kind of not okay for killing animals just like that to go hunting and stuff. I don't really like to see the pictures when people put it on Instagram when they kill something and they like extremely happy and smiling and giggling, and I don't get it. I understand that men, they still have this instinct for killing and, you know, hunting. It's their nature. Well, not every man like that, but some people, they can lose their consciousness when they see blood. But, you know, but that's what people do here in Montana. And my husband wants me to come with him once to hunting as well, but I'm like, I don't know about that. But again, you know, I'm getting in there. I'm getting to become a Montanian, so I guess, and maybe a couple more years, and I will be hunting by myself. Who knows? And be more successful. My son is telling me already, like, Mom, when I grow up, I will find a dude and we go hunting like Nathan does. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, it's pretty beautiful down here. You know, you can't really see much of these beautiful mountains and rivers here, right side to me. So, but you know, my husband promised me that it will be beautiful road, so I'm waiting. I have a friend. She's American actually, and she moved from Jackson, that is in Wyoming, and she said that there are a lot of Russians in there actually. So, and it's pretty beautiful place. Like, she showed me her pictures of the place where she used to live. I mean, they still kind of going back and forth because they have business in there. They earn a restaurant, I believe, or something like that, and they bought the house in Bozeman. So she was pretty busy those days since winter, so I didn't see her much, but I hope we can hang out soon. And I'm kind of excited to see Jackson as well. It's one of the biggest places in there, in that state. And we have a lot of other beautiful states around Montana, and I didn't know that part of Idaho is very beautiful. And when I did my trip to Seattle from Montana, it was pretty awesome, because when you go closer to Missoula, it's the nature is, you know, a little bit different. And part of Idaho, when you drive into like before you enter Spokane, yeah, it's really beautiful in there. Coeur d'Alene. Yeah, that part, it's really, really awesome as well. And I just discovered it not long ago, so we would like to spend also weekend there, because it's a lot of things to do. It's a huge lake, and it's a lot of hiking opportunities, you know, biking across the bridge, tunnels, you know, parasail, boat, kayaking, whatever, you know, just hanging out. So, and yeah, Seattle is just 10 hours away drive from us. That is not that bad, you know. I'm a woman and I did this trip, so it was really exciting. I did it in one day, so it was really interesting to see that. The problem only that I see making those road trips by car, that it's only 2 lanes, and most of the time they do some construction in there, so, and that's why the traffic is so slow, and that what pisses me off a lot, because you get tired fast when you just can move fast, and I like to drive fast when I can, but those roads make you sick because it's mountain roads and you need to be really, really careful when you're driving in there. So again, I'm getting used to that little by little, because I'm afraid of height a lot. When I was driving from Seattle back, I've been driving, I mean, guys, seriously, there is highways in the mountain. I mean, I'm not kidding. There is highways in the mountain, and it's like 3 lanes back and forth, and I was like, oh my fucking God. And you're driving and you don't know where you need to pay attention, on the mountain or on the road, because it's so beautiful. So that is not fair to make such beautiful highways in the mountains, because that's why people get crashed. And I was like, oh my God. So I was stuck at the lake, I mean, not at the lake, I'm sorry, at the island, because my car broke down in there. And on my way back to Bozeman, I don't need to take a ferry, thanks God, because I did it 4 times and it's expensive. One way to take the ferry from Seattle to the islands, Olympic Peninsula, that's where I stopped, it's $20. So, you know, it's not fun. It's Washington State is extremely expensive in comparison of Montana. Oh my God. Literally, I like spent so much money in there. I stuck there for 4 or 5 days, and I, like, to tell the truth, guys, I spent only much money for food, and I can't even say that it was food, because it's so expensive. Just like cup of coffee and just, you know, simple hot dog, it's like $20, more or less. And when my son spilled the coffee on the ferry, I was mad, because technically it was my food for a day. You know, I mean, of course I'm joking, but at the same time I'm not, because it's really expensive. We try not to spend, you know, we didn't go like to the restaurant or something with my son for these days. We tried to buy like simple stuff like salad and smoothie and yogurt and some chocolates, something like that, just, you know, milk, because really it's very expensive in there. When I went to California with my son to spend my birthday, that was June 14th. So California and Washington, there's 2 states that is like messed up with each other, and they tried to go further here to Montana, that we don't really like that. But I did a comparison, because that's what I like to do, that in San Francisco, I didn't really see that the food is expensive. Like to go for dinner and you know, like pay for a taxi, that was Uber and Lyft for me. That was pretty cheap to move around the city, and was really comfortable and fast, because I didn't rent a car in San Francisco, and no thank you. And yeah, so, and when I came home and I told my husband about my experience and stuff, so he explained, and now I know why. So in California, the rent and living is really, really expensive, like really expensive. So now pay attention. My host family, they have an apartment in almost in downtown San Francisco, that I can say so. Oh my God, it's a big one.
Yeah, like
Buffalo
I said,
from the left side, but
yeah.
I can show it to you guys.
Like I said,
Oh my God, that's cool.
they're big here.
That's
They're
cool.
not like those ones
And
on
he's
that
just
guy's
like by
ring.
himself.
Yeah. he's just hanging
So,
out.
you know, so their apartment is like what, 12 square feet or something like
1,200.
that? Yeah. So, now they buy the house across San Francisco Bridge. It's a very nice area though, for $2 million. So it's 5-bedroom house with you know, nice backyard and view view of the river and stuff. Yeah, $2 million. So, and now they are renting their apartment for just a second, almost $7,000 per month.
Shit.
Oh my God! Because
7
that's
grand
a lot. It's $6,500 per month, more or less.
Wow, that's insane.
And I'm like, what? So their rent in San Francisco covers their house
Mortgage.
in there on an island. And that is only possible in one case, that their mortgage for the apartment is already paid, and I guess it's already paid. So they're pretty wealthy people. They very smart. One of the best couple I ever met in my life. They kind of Russian Jewish, but they moved long ago from St. Petersburg to United States. And my host's mom was born in LA. My host's dad was born in Boston. So, and they met somehow in San Francisco, I guess. They've been together for 10 years. They have 2 children, and we met for my birthday. That was pretty cool and awesome. I was so happy that I take my son to meet them, and it was unbelievable that our kids playing together. I'm like, I was staring at them. I'm like, oh my God, my son is almost 6. Their son is like almost 6 as well, and another one is 9 years old. I was like, that's pretty cool. We still keep in touch, you know, not that much anymore, but you know, still they missing me, I'm missing them. They're like my American parents here, so that's what I can say. And yeah, we've been watching basketball, I guess, for my birthday. I always like the type of salad that my husband make, and you know, they are pretty funny people, so it was nice to see them. And of course, I was pretty lucky with the weather for a couple of days in San Francisco. The rest of my trip was sucks. It was cold and was raining. Yeah, San Francisco is just such San Francisco. So that's my kind of review for my 2 trips that I made not long ago. And so going back to the discussion about the prices, taxes, Texas and stuff. So the difference between California and Washington is that you don't really feel the huge difference when you go out. That's how we call it in the United States, when you go out with your friends, husband or whatever, for dinner or a movie or something, any other activities. It doesn't really cost much. And most of the parks are free in there. You know, you don't need to pay any entrance and stuff. But to live there, to rent something in there, shady something will cost you tons of money. That's, I mean, believe me, I used to live there for 2 years almost, and it's pretty bad. So, what's the deal with Washington and Seattle? Seattle is huge city. And I was impressed how bad the traffic is in there. I thought I'd never see the worst traffic like in LA or Miami or I don't know. But there it was like really horrible. And I was stuck 1 hour, waited for the ferry going back to the island, and then when I was on the island, I was 2 almost hours stuck on the mountain roads because nothing was moving. They were renovating the roads, and that sucks because they're doing it at night. So and I didn't know that Seattle is really like hills, has a lot of hills, and I was driving in there. I was scared as shit because I don't like to drive there. It's really scary, and you know, you can really see the road. I thought that San Francisco is really on the hills, but Seattle as well. Weather was awesome, very unusually warm for that part of the world, because Seattle most of the time it's colder than even in Montana in summer, at least. Because I was in Seattle like 4 times or 5 times, and every time it was pretty cold. Like last year in August it was freezing. I fly in there from Miami, and my husband met me in there. We went for dinner. I'm like, can we move somewhere else, because I'm just kind of really, it doesn't feel like summer. It's very beautiful though, very beautiful as well. A lot of places to hike, awesome nature. I discovered Seattle and area for myself. Like I was there just the first time. Like I really fall in love. It's amazing, and I definitely will be back because I have really good friends in there. Fortunately I didn't see them because my car was broken, and I was kind of, I have to rent the car and drive in there on, and I spent tons of money, but still it was one of the best trips that I did with my son. And he said he hates it, but because we spend a lot of time on the road. But we saw some awesome, amazing and unforgettable places like Rialto Beach, and it looks like Cannon Beach in Portland, but it's different. And why it's different? Because of the sand. In Portland it's sand, in Washington it's stones. It's colorful stones, like most of them are black, so that's pretty cool. And of course we bring some stones home, and yeah, we steal the stones from the beach, and what else? So in Washington the rent is cheaper still. I check on Craigslist and Zillow, but as I said, to go out there, oh God, forget it. Just really forget it, because it's so expensive. Go into museums and just eat something, salad, just a salad, eating grass literally will cost you like $30-40. And don't dream about buffalo there, so you will not get meat that much. So probably you should become vegetarian in Seattle, and grow something on your backyard. It will be much better and save you a lot of money. Well, that's reality, guys. It's really reality, and I'm just saying because I just get this experience, and I'm sharing it with you, my thoughts and my views that happened to me. And you can say, oh yeah, you don't know really much about that because you're a tourist. Well, yeah, being a tourist, and there is another wildlife going in there. Who was that? Buffalo. And well, again, I know I have friends in there, and yes, people still live there, of course. People live everywhere, but I'm just saying that to being a tourist and explore it like that, Seattle is not tourist friendly. What I can say, it's a lot of places to visit and say a lot of things to do, but yeah, this vacation will be not cheap for you.
It's because the minimum wage in Seattle at $17.50 an hour is the minimum wage.
So yeah, taxes are horrible, and that's how they balance in it. So the rent is still affordable, more or less, and it depends, of course, where you're gonna rent it. But just to go and do something, I mean, it's like, oh my God, I mean, literally you spend like half of your paycheck just to go to Starbucks. I mean, seriously, that's not how it's supposed to be. People need to eat, people need to enjoy their life and stuff, and because my husband grew up in Seattle, and he told me like how crazy and how what a huge difference, how it changed since he was there. And I believe it, because we see how fast Bozeman grows. That city, if I can say so, in Montana, where we live now, my friends, some of them live here for 8 years, and they say, oh my God, they don't recognize it anymore. And probably we will not recognize it as well in like maybe, I don't know, 5-10 years or so. Yeah, so that was my experience. That was something that I wanted to share with you. It was pretty interesting to do those trips with my son, and it was really, really cool. And to compare these 3 states, because for me living in Montana is something brand new, because I'm a city girl, and there is a country living, so it's completely different. It's something that I never have before. I always thought that I will never have it, but it happens, and that's always something to explore and get used to that. But I did a comparison with Montana, California, and Washington. So yeah, there is another
There's two of them.
if you can see them. Yeah, here. Yes. Because that's why people stopping on the way, you know. Hold on.
Like,
Here.
oh my god, it's a buffalo.
Well,
Quick,
they
get the
they
camera,
look
stop
they look
traffic.
pretty
Holy
cool.
crap.
They
Yeah,
look
they
pretty
do.
cool. And
They
there's
do.
another one.
And I mean, I try not to minimize how cool they are, but I live here, so I see them
I
all the
mean,
time.
you know, they're so quiet and they're so just sitting
That's
in
the
there.
part that I wish I could see, though, because they're usually not. When you put too much pressure on them, they get pissed
Yeah.
and they like wreck people. And I would like to see that and get it on video.
Well, I wanna,
That would be pretty
yeah, I
cool.
wanna, yeah. That's why we need to drive here again, and I wanna have my camera. We need to be relaxed and not, you know, like rushing anywhere.
Well, we're not really rushing.
Yeah, but you know, it will get dark, and
Yeah.
oh, that's where that place, or it's not. It's not
Yeah.
here yet.
No. Old Faithful is another 10 miles away.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I need to explore that as well. Yellowstone. Well, you know, that was pretty interesting. I don't want to get you bored, guys, because it's already 30 minutes video to look at. And yeah, I guess we will have some rest, and just I will probably need to talk to my husband. Have a good one.